Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna be working on our landscaping trailer. So you guys have already seen me put the floor down, paint the walls, install this cabinet and shelf area, and today we're gonna make it so we can actually see in here. As you can tell right now, it gets very dark in here. I don't know if the camera does it justice, but it gets very, very dark in here. And right now it's an overcast day, but it's hard to see in here. So today we're gonna make that better. And I went back and forth on what kind of lights to install. So the trailer came with that light and that light right there. The problem is those are wired into the running lights on the trailer, and they only work if it's hooked to the truck and the running lights on the truck are on. So those lights are not very useful or practical for any real uses. So it got me thinking, how can I light up this area better and make it useful? I know I want some sort of lighting along the roof that lights up the whole area, so when I drive stuff in I can see. I also would like to have some lights up here in my workstation so I can see when I'm working right here. And now comes, how do I power them? Because there's no battery on board. Well, there's a battery on board for the emergency breakaway for the brakes, but you can't power lights off that. So I went back and forth. Do I install a 12-volt battery and wire it up so that it charges while I'm driving with the truck hooked up? Or is there an easier solution? I came across something very interesting and it had me intrigued. I saw someone powering a light system off of their Milwaukee batteries. Well, I have tons of DeWalt tools and they're actually always here in the trailer with me. So I have tons of batteries already available, and I don't actually need a lot of power all the time. I just need to be able to turn lights off and on a little bit. So I got to researching and I discovered you can actually run 12-volt circuits off of a 20-volt max DeWalt battery. So I ordered up a whole bunch of stuff, and today we're going to install all the stuff required. We're going to build a junction box right here with a switch panel so we can plug our 20-volt max DeWalt batteries in right here. We'll be able to turn on lights in the workstation, lights in the trailer, and I even found some 12-volt fans that we can install right here and right here. So while we're working in here, we can have a little airflow. Let's go see all the things I ordered. Alright, so that is all the things that I thought I would need to do this job. Let's take a look at what I got. Starting off, we have this junction box right here, which we're going to try to make all this stuff very neatly fit into. We have some cable glands, we have some terminal strips, rocker switches, and this right here is the heart of it. So this is the DeWalt 20-volt max battery holder to step-down converter. So this goes from 20-volt to 12-volt. You can actually order these in any brand you have. So if you have Milwaukee, Makita, Ryobi, whatever you have, you can order one of those and do the same thing. We have these LED lights, we have some strip lights. This is a low voltage battery shutoff. I'll tell you more about that later. This is a distribution panel with fuses. We have assortment of cables and cable accessories to clean everything up. And we have these 12-volt fans. Now, let me try to give you the easy version of what we're about to do. All right, so first step is we need our DeWalt battery holder and our converter right here, but we're not going to use it this way. So it's going to look just like this. Our DeWalt battery plugs into this, but we don't want it to go straight to the converter yet. We want to put our low voltage protection in. This is our low voltage protection. It's actually going to go in line right here. So DeWalt battery to low voltage protection, then to the step down converter. So these batteries right here are 20-volt max. We actually want to make sure that the battery shuts off if it gets too low and doesn't damage the battery. So we'll set this to like 16.5 volts so that it automatically shuts the battery down if it drops below that. So 20 volts right here goes through the low voltage shutoff, and then it goes to the step down converter. So this will turn 20 volts into 12 volts. Once we drop our voltage down to 12 volts, it leaves there and goes to this distribution panel. So this will be a fuse distribution panel. We will feed this with 12 volts, and it will have a bus bar for 12 volts and a bus bar for ground. From our fuse distribution panel, we will install these rocker switches right here. So each one of these will have a 12 volt supply, and from here we will power three things. The first thing will be our light strips that run the length of the trailer. So this switch right here will supply 12 volts to both these strips that run the length of the trailer, so we can see in the work area where we park the equipment. Our second switch right here will power the lights that are under the workspace. So under our workbench, we will have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this one right here will send 12 volts to those lights, which are around our workstation and our workbench area right there in the front of the trailer. And the third switch right here is for comfort. It will run to these two fans right here, which will provide us some airflow while we're working in the trailer. And all this stuff right here is going to be conveniently mounted inside this box right here, so it's nice and neat and tidy. This is my first rough draft at how to make this junction box look nice and neat and tidy and still functional. So we have our DeWalt battery holder, which I think we're going to mount right here on the side of the box. The power will come in to the box. It'll go to this terminal strip right here. From this terminal strip, it'll go to our low voltage protection. From our low voltage protection, it'll go back to this terminal strip and feed the drop down converter. So we will come in here with 20 volts, we will leave there with 12 and feed our distribution panel with fuses. From this distribution panel, we will wire it in to these switches. I'm going to mount these switches on the front of this box right here. When it leaves the switches, it'll come to the top and there will be 3 glands feeding our circuits in the trailer. So lights in the trailer, lights at the workbench, and our fans. Now, to make this all neat and tidy inside this little space. All right, I have my junction box laid out. Here it is. So we went ahead and installed the 20 volt max battery holder on the side right here. We drilled and installed the rocker switches on the front. And then we have everything set up just like this. So this is how our panel looks right now. Everything's attached to it right now. But that's the best way I can find to route everything and make it work. And then down here we have our glands. So this one right here will go right in there and all the rest will go out to the field. I'm not sure if that's the right way, but that's the way I was always taught, because in the oil field you never put glands on top. That's an old habit, always glands on bottom. But yeah, that's exactly how it'll look in the trailer, just like that. Now, to start getting all these interconnects wired up, and I'm back. So when you guys do electrical, does your floor look like this? Mine always does, but we are finally finished wiring up the junction box, and I think it looks pretty good. So here we have it. We have our DeWalt battery wired in to the junction box. Rocker switches right here. And when you open the door, there it is. So everything is wired up exactly as we talked about. So it comes in from the DeWalt, goes to this terminal strip, goes from the terminal strip to the low voltage cutoff, leaves the low voltage cutoff and goes back to the terminal strip, goes into the converter, which drops it from 20 volts to 12 volts. The 12 volt feeds the distribution block, and right here the distribution block is feeding the rocker switches. So the junction box is pretty much wired up and complete. All we have to do is add the field wiring. So whenever we decide where the lights are in the trailer, they will come into these glands and they will route around and they will join this bundle right here and they will hook to these rocker switches for their power and ground. Now let's go to the trailer and start installing our components for our lights, our fan, and install the junction box. Welcome to the trailer. So my idea is to put the junction box somewhere right here by the door. Haven't decided how high it is, but that looks pretty good to me right there. That's our main, basically the brains of this whole operation, and where all the wires need to run to. So I want to have it right here by the door. I could put it over there, but that changes the wire runs, and it's just easier for the wire runs to be right here in this front part. Next up, the fans. I kind of want the fans to be like right here and right here in the corners. So that's my idea. These strip lights are going to run along the top all the way to the back, and along this top all the way to the back. And then I got these 4 lights, and I was thinking of doing maybe 2 under here, maybe 2 up here. I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna start laying things out, or I'm gonna start doing the things I know the answers to, and then we'll decide where to put these 4 lights. Can you see how you can't see? See how it's starting to get dark? It's actually not dark outside yet, but the sun is setting. It's getting very hard to work in here. The camera does not do it justice, but it's dark. It's very dark in here. So I'm gonna show you what I did. We got fan right here, junction box is mounted right there, and we installed these little strips, these little channels on both sides, and I've installed the LED strip lights right there. So that one's done, and this one's done. Now I have choices, because when I cut the LED strip lights, they have wires on both ends. So now I have two basically 8-foot sections that I didn't know I was gonna have. So now what I'm thinking is maybe run a strip of LED lights right here underneath this, well, this shelf, shooting down on our workbench, and then possibly one right here behind this bar, shooting down on this top shelf, or maybe right here on the back side of this lip, shooting forward. And that leaves me these 4 lights still with nowhere to put them. I don't want to overdo it, but now I've been thinking, where can I put these? I could light these up inside here and light up my shelf, light up that shelf, and put a light right here shining on the trash can. But I'm running out of light to install my lights. So I think I'm gonna think on it for the night, and tomorrow morning I will decide where to put these. I may actually cheat and wire up these right here just to see what the light looks like first before I go crazy and light this whole trailer up, because I could make it to where I can't see nothing because it's too bright. I'll be working in sunglasses. But anyway, I will see you guys in the morning when we wrap the rest of this lights up. Good night. I couldn't stand it. I had to see if it worked. Look at that. We got lights. We're inside the trailer with all the doors closed, and we have lights. I just had to know if it'd work. I powered everything up, put my DeWalt battery in, set my low voltage shutdown, and I strung up a few spare pieces of wire just because I had to see what it would look like. And judging by this, I probably will add the LED strip lights under here and up there, and I will add the lights on there because you can see it's pretty shadowy. But guys, I just had to know if it did work. So tomorrow morning, we're gonna come over here, do this all the right way and get all these lights installed, and I'll finally show you the final product. Good night. Well, good morning, good morning. Did you guys sleep well? I did. I'm back at the work area. Man, night shift did not do me any favors. Look how we left our tools in our work area yesterday. We must have been tired when we got done working yesterday. The trailer, well, the trailer is no better. It's a disaster. Look at this mess I left myself. I guess last night when I turned those lights off, I just said, oh, it'll be fine. At least all my tools are still where they need to be for this morning's activities. So last night we wired it up just to see that it worked, and it did. So today we're gonna do it the right way. We're gonna undo my little temporary wire this all the right way, nice and clean and neat where you can't see it. We will test all of our functions in our junction box, and then I will be able to show you guys the finished product. So enough talking about it, let's get to wiring. All right, I am done. But before I turn it on and show you guys everything, I want to show you my workstation. It's not something I'm proud of, but I don't even remember using half these tools. But this is what my trailer looked like after getting done with the wiring. I'm gonna clean that up real quick, and then I'll show you guys this new lighting and fan system. It's pretty awesome. I took a sneak peek. Everything's working. Are you guys ready? Here it goes. Welcome to the trailer. So we have these lights right here, and then we have these lights right here, and then we have these two fans. And everything works off of a DeWalt battery. So we are finally done with our little project. So here it is. Here's the heart of it. Here's the junction box with the DeWalt battery on the side. Our 3 rocker switches. This is for the fans. This one is for the lights right here at the workstation. We turn it back on. And this one is for the trailer lights right there. Man, I think it turned out awesome. So I have lights under there, lights under there, lights under there. I reused a light strip under there, and I put one over here facing that way. But man, I think it turned out awesome. Now let's check out the inside of my junction box. So there you go, there it is. Everything seems to be working fine. We set this to 16.5 volts. It's reading 19.4. You can actually see it change when you turn things off. So 19.9, that is the voltage. 20 is the voltage of the battery right now. When I turn the main lights on, it drops to 19.7. The workstation lights on, 19.5. And I turn the fans on, it drops to 19.4. Here's our fuse panel, our terminal strip, and this is our drop down converter that goes from 19.4 to 12 volts. Since everything in here is a 12 volt system. 12 volt fans, 12 volt lights, 12 volt lights. This turned out awesome. I still left these on. I don't know if I'm gonna take them off or not because they are wired into the running lights. Probably gonna take them off at some point, but there it is. There's my completed install. Now, if you guys are interested in any of the things I used, I will link everything in the description on what it took to do this, including making this box. And remember, if you don't have DeWalt, they make this little adapter right here for every type of battery out there. So if you have Milwaukee, Makita, Ryobi, whatever you have, they make that and you can do the same thing. So the beauty of this system is these DeWalts don't last like I expect them to, and I'm going through too many because that's a 4 amp hour right there. But if they don't work, this whole thing doesn't have to change much, and I could wire in a 12 volt battery from a car. So all I have to do is remove this and wire the 12 volt circuit straight to that. And then I could have a 12 volt car battery that I would probably hide somewhere behind there or in one of these cubies. And you could wire it into the pigtail of the trailer and it would charge up when you're driving. So should I ever see fit that I need more power than that, it's easily changeable. But I think this will be just fine because I really don't need a lot of power in here. I do like having lights. I do like having fans. I do like having to see everything, especially whenever I'm here on the weekends at my house doing some work in the trailer, or late in the evening whenever I'm trying to load up. I want to be able to see where I'm driving so I don't run into things. We have our floor, we have our walls, we have our workstation, and we have our lights. The only thing missing in this trailer is we need to load all of our equipment. So stay tuned. In our next video, I'm gonna be installing equipment racks on both sides and filling our trailer full of equipment. Thanks again, guys, for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.